Hi guys, today's video is sponsored by Quattro Automotive. Watch the video until the end where you'll be picking up a really juicy discount as well as all the website information. Enjoy the video. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I thought we'd have a little bit of fun and we'll give the Materia the Quattro treatment. No, it's not getting a four-wheel drive system, and sadly it's not getting a 20 valve turbo engine either. What it is going to get is a much needed clean with products from Quattro Automotive. Let's take a look around the car because it is filthy, and I'll tell you a little bit about the company while I'm at it. So, Quattro Automotive, they're a relative newcomer to the detailing world, but they've been around for a very long time in the muddy world of rallying, all aspects actually, competitive as well as doing prep for other cars as well, and they've also competed at an international level. So I suppose rallying is one of those motorsports that has the potential to create an awful lot of dirt, just like this. So I suppose cleaning products was just a natural progression for the company. Speaking of rallying, this looks like it's just finished the Acropolis stage. I don't think I've ever had a car this dirty before. Recently did a near 300-mile trip to Bradford and back in the absolute pouring down rain, so that's definitely taken its toll on poor old Dougie here. So let's spin around, let's have a look at the products, and this is what I'm going to be using today. So let's give you a little talk through it first. Torque is a citrus-based APC, pretty much suitable for all aspects of cleaning the car, to be honest with you, including the pre-wash. It's very concentrated, dilutable right the way down to 20:1 for things like cleaning your interior. Also been told that it's pretty safe on things like fabric and leather as well, but as with all cleaners, test on an inconspicuous area first. I'm going to be using this today in a trigger bottle with an 8:1 dilution ratio, and I'm going to be using it on the tyres, the wheel arch liners, and I'm also going to try and use it as a kind of a touchless cleaner for the wheels. Following that, we're going to be using Torini, that is a pH neutral snow foam. Dilution ratios for this, I'm going to be using about 100ml of product to 700ml of warm water, but again, it's a snow foam. Adjust your ratios to suit your needs. I'm going to follow that up with Launch. Now, Launch is a luxury car shampoo. It's pH neutral. I've had the cap off already and it smells just like blueberries. So you've already got my attention with that. As the instructions say there, pour 2 capfuls into a bucket. I'm going to be a little more precise than that, and I'm going to use 2 wash methods today. Obviously I'm going to be using the foam cannon wash method because that's my preferred method of choice, but I also know that a lot of you guys don't have pressure washers, so I'm going to be doing the 2 bucket method as well, going back to the old school. Again, that's going to be my usual dilution ratio of 50ml of product to 450ml of water in the foam lance, and I'm also going to be adding 50ml of this to 10 litres of warm water for the 2 bucket wash method. And to finish the detail up, we're going to be using Turbo, a wax rinse sealant. Now this can be used in a trigger bottle, or as I'm going to be using it today, in a foam lance. And again, you can see the directions. The directions are pretty decent, to be honest. dilute 20:1 with clean water applied to the vehicle. It's pretty much a rinse sealant. Should help with the drying. What I do like straight off the bat is that word right there, wax. No mention of SiO2 sealants. This whole ceramic thing is getting out of control now. Just because it says ceramic doesn't mean that it is ceramic. So that's what we're going to be using today. I'm going to get mixing, and we better get cleaning this poor thing. Back in a bit. So let's get going mixing up the APC. So as you can see in the bottle, I've already got 800ml of water decanted in there already. I'm just going to take a syringe and I'm going to measure 100ml straight into there. That's a funky colour, isn't it? So there's 50. There's 100. Almost immediately you can smell that it's citrus based. Not unpleasant, but definitely strong. I've gone for 8 for 1 because it seems to be a middle of the road sort of dilution rate. Plus the fact I do need a little bit of bite in those arches, especially around the tyres as well. And let's see how well it does, just to break down some of the surface grime on the wheels. Right, less chatting, more cleaning. So first things first, I'm going to spray the face of the wheel, and I'm just going to leave it. In fact, you can see it's running off already. Quite a pleasant citrus smell, to be honest with you. Not bad at all. Right, let's get a brush in these arches. Okay, doesn't foam a lot at this rate, but then again I am just using it in a trigger bottle. The observant amongst you would see there's a slightly less gap there than there used to be, and Dougie's been dropped 35ml and I'm happy with it. Well, it doesn't foam up very much, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Can you see what it's taken off the tyre though? Wow. Okay. I'm just going to bring you in closer because I want you to see this. So you can actually see that it's starting to pull up and break down all the grime and brake dust straight away. Let's put you back, pardon my cameraman skills, let's put you back on there. I think that's had enough time to dwell, hasn't it? Let's give it a rinse. think that wheel says it all. Look at that. Still a little bit of beading on the tyres, but there's no grime there, it's took it off. The tyre dressing that's on this at the moment is one that I'm testing for somebody, but I've got to stay very quiet about it. But there's no grime there, and if we look in the arches, I can see shiny black plastic again. Okay, I think it's safe to say 8:1 is a pretty decent dilution rate for that. I'm not going to clean the wheels fully just yet for reasons that I'll show you in a little bit after the shampoo stage. Bear with me on that one. So far, thumbs up with that. Right, let's get on with the snow foaming. Right, so we're back and ready to mix up Materia pH neutral snow foam. So in the interest of fairness, I'm going to be taking a brand new syringe, just to make sure that I'm not cross-contaminating any of the products. And as I said, we're going to dilute it 100 ml of product to 700 ml of warm water. So, first thing you notice about Materia is the smell. That is absolutely lovely, lovely, lovely cherry smell. There's 50. Oops, spilled a little bit there. Can you see why I don't mix in liquid anymore? I will say it's quite a nice day today, and it actually makes a nice change to be working in a t-shirt. There's 100. Now, from a price point, all these seem to be round about, well, less than a tenner for a litre, which by anybody's standards is pretty good value, isn't it? I mean, I think that's £9.95, so at 100 ml of wash, 10 washes, I mean, I'm not really good at maths, but what's that, 90 pence? That's not bad, is it? Right, I'm pouring it in slowly because I can already see it's foaming quite a lot. And there we go. Right, let's get foamy. Let's see if we can make it snow in April. Pretty thick. First thing you notice with this is the smell. Really sort of spicy cherry. It reminds me of a chewing gum I used to have in the States called Chiclets Wild Cherry. Very pleasant. Wow, that's thick. That is thick foam. I'm talking probably Autobrite Magifoam thick. It's really thick. But we all know it's about the cleaning. Let's see how long we can leave it to dwell before we rinse it off. And let's see how well it cleans, because after all, that's the most important part of a snow foam. I'm just going to show you this now. It's been on for about 3 minutes so far, but do you remember how grotty the back of this was? It's actually dragging everything off. I can't wait to rinse this off. Dying to see what the results are going to be. And we're back. That's been on genuinely for 10 minutes and it's still foamy as heck. But the sun's beginning to get a bit warm, so I'm going to take it off now. I'm going to do this quickly because obviously I've got the rest of the car to do. Now you saw in the opening shots how dirty that was. Clearly pH neutral because it hasn't affected the LSP whatsoever. Do you know what? I'm going to break the cardinals in. That's done a great job. Really, really good job. Right, let's get the rest of the car hosed off. Okay, that's the foam stage finished, and I've got to say I'm impressed, really impressed. Now it's on to the shampoo stage. I'm going to prep my foam lance wash method first. So a clean syringe, and you and all know this by now. My usual mixing ratio is 50 ml of product to 450 ml of warm water. Do you know what? This has got quite a pleasant blueberry scent to it, and it reminds me of a blueberry e-liquid I used to vape. Very pleasant actually, very pleasant. Come on. As you can see, it's really, really concentrated as well. In fact, where's the plunger? In you go, we haven't got all day. 450ml of warm water. There we go. Right, let's get the bucket prepped. I can't believe you guys are making me do a 2 bucket wash again. Back in a sec. Right, here we go. Haven't done this in a while. 50ml of shampoo going straight into the bucket. And here I have 10 litres exactly of warm water. Smash in. That's foaming up quite well already. Let's give it a little bit of a spruce with the pressure washer. Oops. And do that, Craig. Okay, you don't need much of a spruce. Super foamy already. Let's not forget the grit guard. In she goes. Right, I think I'm going to start with the 2 bucket first and then we'll move on to the foam cannon. Right, let's give this 2 bucket method a go, shall we? No school like old school. So, into the rinse water. Let's get into these suds. And straight away, you can feel how lubricated that is. Let's get the mitt loaded up. Right, going to start on the roof. Yeah, very lubricated. Flip your mitts. There we go. Not quite as foamy as I was expecting it to be, but I've got to be honest, that just glided over the surface with no issues whatsoever. Like that. Do like that. Right, let's get on with the foam cannon method. There we go, this is what I do best. You know the score by now. Agitate your mitt, rinse water to the floor, off we go. Right, pretty much as it was with the 2 bucket wash method really. Not the foamiest. Not as foaming as much as I expected it to, but it really is just gliding over the surface. Dirty water to the floor. Not that it's that dirty actually, the snow foam has done a really good job. Back in the rinse bucket, agitate the mitt. It glides over the surface really well. Like the smell as well. Right, let's get the rest of this thing washed off, shall we? So that's the car all rinsed off and looking good. Just to show you guys, it really is pH neutral. It's had absolutely zero impact on my LSP whatsoever. Very good indeed, very impressed. And so as not to be wasteful, the wash solution that I prepared for the 2 bucket method, I've only done 1 panel with it in the screen, so I'm going to recycle it and use it to finish off the wheels. Really is a very well lubricated shampoo. I'm impressed. In fact, I can only think of 2 other shampoos really that are as lubricated as this. First one is, well, you can guess what the first one is. It's Poor Boys World Super Slick and Suds. It's not quite as lubricated as that, but it's not far off. And the second one that springs to mind is actually Zymer Auto Wash. In fact, it's more reminiscent because of the blue colour with the Zymer. But yeah, it's really good. Really good. Super slipper. It is a bit extravagant using a shampoo like this to clean your wheels though, but why not? My little Materia is worth it. And just like that, that is a decently clean wheel. Pretty good. Okay, so we're on to the last product of the day now, and that is Turbo, the wax infused rinse sealant. Now I'm going to, oh, that's a tight top. I'm going to be using 30ml to 470ml of water. Without spilling it. Right. That smell reminds me of an old paste wax. Just cold water in this. Right. we are in. Hey, give it a bit of a shake. Let's get it onto the car. And we're back around this side of the car. The sun's high, so let's get this on quick. And as per the instructions, apply it, give it a few seconds to dwell, and then rinse it straight off. Definitely likes the bead. Right, let's take a quick look at this then. Whereas before it sheeted, it's now beading. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't think the lance that I use for applying rinse sealant has done it justice, to be honest with you. It's normally a little bit more pressure behind it than that. Tell you what we'll do. Let's just pop you there for a second without me knocking everything over. Let's see what I can get it to sheet. Are we ready? That sheet's just fine. Okay, another thumbs up. Right, let me get this dried off. We'll have a walk around the car, then I'll tell you about some special offers that Quattro Automotive are going to give you guys. And we're back. Right, let's have a talk about these products then. So, as you can see, left an absolutely lovely finish. Apologies for my slapdash drying. I just wanted to get the water off the car because the sun is getting pretty warm. Car's looking pretty good. Looking pretty glossy. In fact, I would say it was looking a little bit more glossy than it was fresh after the detail. So let's have a talk about these products then, shall we? Okay, so let's start with torque, the APC. As I mentioned previously, you can dilute this right down to 20:1. I used it at 8:1 in the trigger spray. It did an absolutely fantastic job. You saw exactly what it did to the grime and the dust all over the wheels. Brilliant. In fact, I would go as far as to say, if you're going to use it as a pre-wash, err on the side of caution with it, 10:1 maybe, even 15:1. I would be more inclined, if you've got a really filthy car, just to put a cap full of this in with your snow foam, because it just works, and it works well. Right, Torini pH neutral snow foam. Very impressed with that, very impressed. Huge amount of foam from it. Now, that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. The whole point of snow foam is to soften dirt so you can safely rinse as much of it away as you possibly could. And I'm going to tell you now, this absolutely took 90% of the grime off with just that one application. Very, very impressed. Dilution rates are pretty decent as well, to be honest. 700ml was more than enough to go around the car. Well, I actually went around it twice, as you saw. Spot on, absolutely spot on. Really, really like that. Launch, do you know what? Didn't foam up nearly as well as what I'm used to. But again, it's not about how it looks, it's about how it cleans. And I've got to be honest, guys, this did a really good job of cleaning. It was pretty well lubricated. I put it in my top 3 for lubrication, to be honest with you. The mitt just glided across the surface. It rinsed really, really cleanly. And it left, well, until I applied the turbo, a very respectable finish, and it smells good. Love blueberries. And that was pretty good. Another thumbs up from me. Last but not least, turbo. Bit shocked with this one, but not in a bad way. Most of the rinse aids, or no, actually all of the rinse aids that I've used previously have been SiO2 infused. And the characteristics of this, even though it does the same sort of thing, the characteristics of this was different. The second it hit the surface, it beaded and ran down straight away, which is great because it's giving you coverage, which is exactly what you want. Whereas with the SiO2 products, they tend to sort of hit the surface and sheet straight off, which is a bit of a disappointment. This actually clung around enough to, well, it looked like it was having a good bite on the surface. Rinsed really cleanly, beaded ever so well, and as you saw on the bonnet, it did sheet off very, very well indeed. I doubt very much you're going to get huge amounts of longevity from it, but that's not what these products are for. These products are to boost the protection that you've already got in the car, boost your level of shine, and give you a decent finish. And I've got to be honest, this is actually giving it a really, really good finish. I'm impressed. So, all told, with what I've tried from this company so far, I am impressed. I really am impressed. I'd definitely put my hand in my pocket and buy this all the time, to be honest with you. Speaking of which, the good guys over at Quattro Automotive have offered a discount code for you lovely people out there. When you get to the checkout, if you type in the word White House, all in capitals, that will get you 15% off your order. Thank you, Quattro. That's a really decent offer off you. Thanks very much. And I've got to thank you again as well for sponsoring today's video. Absolute pleasure to use, and I look forward to hopefully using some more of your stuff again soon. Guys, I hope you found it informative. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it, really enjoyed using the products, and I hope to see you again very, very soon now that the weather's improving. Hit the like. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and until the next time, keep it shiny. Guys, just before you go, I've missed out one of the most important parts. Email and the website. Email is actually Tommy, Tommi, at quattroautomotive.com. The website, www.quattroautomotive.com. Take a good look at their website because they do far more products than what I've showed you here today as well. Don't forget that discount code, Whitehouse, all in capitals, and that will get you 15% off at the checkout. They're a British-based company, new to the industry. Check them out, guys. Thanks very much, and again, keep it shiny. I'm a knob.